May pips be upon you. My apologies to my community. I ruined the very first time I recorded this video. This video was already done, and technical difficulties I didn't pick up during recording. I saw upon the upload, and I was very frustrated. But I'm making another one, and because I'm going to do what I got to do for my pipples. Okay, I got you guys. So let's start with Dixie, right? We're going to look at Dixie now. I want you to understand I got these 200, the 50, and the 20 EMAs on the screen. Why? Because I can look at them at a glance and kind of get an idea of bias, what the bias of the market might be. A lot of times it doesn't sync up with price action. So I never use these EMAs other than secondary confirmations. All right. Most of the times I could just look at it and just go, yeah, that makes sense. It looks like in this sense, anything below the 200, you're looking for sells, and anything above, you're looking for buys. And if all three are above or all three are below, that makes for a strong trend up or down. And the more space in between each EMA, the better and stronger the trend might be. All right, generally speaking. But I'm going to go by price action first and foremost. So you'll see what I mean. Sometimes they differ. All right, let's look at the Dixie. All right, I'm starting from the weekly to give a thorough top-down analysis. But here's the deal: the Dixie is at a point right now where it's kind of iffy whether it's going to continue bullish or bearish. All right, right now, as of today, I am, I'm actually, let me see. It's like a weak bullish, all right, that could turn bearish at any point, and I'm looking more towards that turning of the bearish side. Here's what I mean. All right, if we look on the monthly, oh, excuse me, my shoulder is killing me. If we look on the monthly, you can see that we had this bullish impulse, very strong bullish impulse. Price stayed up here and chopped up, stayed in this range, right? Stayed in this range, pushed down, went lower, then came right back up into the range, right, to the top of this trading range. So this is the range that we have right now, okay? Now, what does that tell you? Are we going up or are we going down? You don't know yet. All right. But I would point out that this range here is support that was resistance here. Okay. This is a very strong and interesting range, especially the stronger it is, the higher in time frame, the stronger it is. So prices come back down, visited this support. It's coming down to visit the support to test it. All right. And we're keeping an eye on it. Let's go to the weekly. We can see things a little bit more clearly, the price action anyway. All right. You see this impulse down. All right. And this choppy correction up. All right. Price is pushing up. And then we find resistance here and price push down. Now, here's the deal. Here's the things you want to notice. Did we break the high? No. Did we break the low? No. But did we break a short term? These are the major structural points, because these are the major turns, right? You're looking for lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Well, we got this lower high, but did we make a lower low? No. So is this a lower high really? It's lower than this one. Yes. It's lower than that one. But if it doesn't make a lower low, it's not a lower high. It's just a low. It's just a high point. All right. And this is a higher low relative to this one. But is it a true higher low? Not until it breaks the high. If it makes a higher high, then then we're talking about something. When we break these points, that's why I have them marked. All right. Now, in between the lower high and the lower low, anything that happens in between are short-term highs and lows. All right. Not the major structural points. Okay. So this lower high made that lower low. All right. This lower low made this lower high. All right. So now we're in between here and we're heading up. Now what I'm looking for is clarity in the price action. So we go to the daily. All right. You see how we're broken above the daily, the 200 EMA. All right. And you see how the 50 and the 20 are breaking up north. All right. They're breaking, they're crossing each other. All right. Getting ready to head up. This is looking bullish. Yeah, it looks bullish. Is it a strong bullish? With this choppiness, not really. Not in my eyes anyway. So what I'm gonna look for is supply zones. We are coming up from a demand zone, and the way the price is moving, it moved aggressively, but now we're in a correction. And I want you to see, look at the nature of this correction. Why is the correction heading up? This is a ascending correction, so to speak. All right. When you get this kind of pattern forming, you're looking for the point where it breaks this pattern and heads towards the downside. Impulse, correction, impulse. I don't expect after this pattern, price continues up. I expect after this pattern for price to pop down. That's what I'm looking for. If it doesn't happen, I'm looking up here. If it breaks the high, then there's a high probability that price will continue up. Okay. All right. Just like when it breaks this low, I'm looking for price to continue lower. Now, one of the reasons why I'm thinking that price is going to continue lower is because you see this low here. This low was broken over here. So we made a lower low. What do you expect after a lower low? You expect a lower high to be formed. All right. And that's what I'm waiting for, this to be the lower high. And then I'll be looking for a lower low right after that. Does that make sense? Good. Okay. There's something else here. I'm trying to remember what it is. Oh, yes. All right. If we go down to the 4 hour, you can see the nature of this correction. And I want to highlight it so that you can see it. All right. This is a pattern you look up. You can look up, with this, some people are going to call this a pennant. I don't know. It's not really a pennant. All right. Because this is a corrective structure. This is an impulsive structure. So I'm looking for this to come down. And I want to also point out too, if we look on stochastics, we are overbought, which means price is expected to come down at some point. Okay. It did come down here and then found ourselves going back up. This is the corrective nature of this, reflected in the stochastics. So you understand my where I'm at as far as why I'm kind of like about whether the price is going to continue up or not. On the 4 hour, you can see there's space in between the 20, the 50, and the 200. They're in the proper order for a nice trend. And there's a little bit of space in between them. So that bullishness is there. All right. I'm just not so sure that we'll be breaking new highs. So let's keep our eye on this high right here. Okay. We keep our eyes on that high right there. And that's going to give us some guidance. All right, we break that high, there's high probability that price will want to test the highs here. All right, But remember what the stochastics showing. Remember what the this pattern, this corrective structure is showing. All right. I want you to keep those things in mind. Also, I want to point something else out. I like to look for order blocks. If you go to the weekly, all right, I like to look for the supply zone, that's the order flow. The orders flow from zone to zone, from supply to demand, from demand to supply zones. All right. And that's through order blocks. All right. If you take a good look on the weekly, you'll see this big old order block up here. All right. From here to here, the last buy candle, the last up candle before the down move, a significantly when price moves significantly lower. All right, that's the down move. You see that price came up to test that supply zone and fell just the same way, in the same nature as the original test of this supply zone, and then the fall. All right, here we are again. Are we going to see that that strong aggressive fall again? I'm pretty sure we will. Actually, it looks like we're already starting. Hello. This is an open market, folks, and this is the first candle. All right, got a little baby wick on it. I was hoping for a bigger wick and then come down, but we'll see. We'll see how this develops, because we got 5 hours before this closes. All right, this is the weekly. This is the first part of the week, the first start of the weekly candle. All right, if we go to the daily, I'm losing my mind a little bit. If we go to the daily, you see that this first daily candle is starting off bearishly. All right, so, and we are in another supply zone. Okay, let's go to the weekly and you'll see that very clearly. Okay, you can see what you want to look for is our order blocks, bearish order blocks, being respected, and the answer is yes. You can see that happening all up and down the spot, including here. Come on over. Boom. All right. If price violates this order block, then we're going back up to the meat of the very strong weekly order block, and I don't expect price to get any further past here and before it starts to fall. But I don't even think we're getting up that high, because we have other order blocks for price to respect. All right, on this same time frame. So I got a couple of good reasons why I don't think price is going to be looking very strong this week. All right. So, but what we keep our options open, and we want to see if price will violate the highs in this corrective structure, and we'll play the other pairs accordingly. Next, USD-CAD. Next. All right. Let's take a look. We'll go to the day. All right, we're under the 200, but you got price starting to, the EMA starting to curl up. All right, we are breaking above that 200, isn't it? It looks like it, doesn't it? All right, I don't think these EMAs are very helpful in this sense today. All right, because they're starting to knot up. I don't like it when they pinch. We have an order block here on the daily, a daily order block. You see how price fell from this supply zone, and here we come up to test it here. All right, we tested here, and then we went up higher, further up into the supply zone. All right, what I want to see, will price break these highs? If price breaks the high, then we know there's a high probability that price will continue higher. Okay, I don't think it's going to break that high. I don't think it's going to break that high. We're just going to keep an eye on it. All right, but it's bullish, and this is going to prove to be a very good a very good pair to trade this week. I'm watching hard to see if price respects this order block. This is a daily and a very strong order block. All right, there's an order block here as well. You know, we just want to see if the order blocks, the supply zones here will be respected. I believe they will. And we've got some overlapping ones here. This one is actually testing this one. All right. And these are actually testing this big one here. So I have good reason to believe that price may continue a little bit more bullish and then it will come back down. All right. We are overbought on the stochastics. So that gives us a hint, an indication that price may be heading back down. If we go to the 4 hour, and we're not going to go to the 4 hour, no, because it looks like prices with these indicators look like prices trying to change its bias. And I think this is one of the reasons why I don't like using these things all the time. All right. Yeah, I'm just taking a closer look at make sure these order blocks are being respected. All right. We're going to find out. We're going to watch that high and that'll let us know. But I'm preparing for price to take a fall. I am preparing for price to take a fall. Next one is USDJPY. Next, USDJPY. I like USDJPY this week because you can see the impulse, and we make this high. All right, we have this lovely correction here. All right, it turns into an impulse down. We break these highs, and it's impulse, correction, and then another impulse down. We break these lows, excuse me, and then we started this corrective structure here. All right, breaking this high. All right, that gives us indication of what? That we know price is going to continue. There's a high probability that price will continue higher once we break this high. All right. Also, it's a higher high. That's what I want you to get in your mind. All right. Think in terms of higher low, higher high. All right. Once we break this high, this becomes a new higher high. What are we waiting for after that? A higher low. And this is what we get. All right. And what do we get after we get a higher low? A higher high. So that's what you want to keep in mind. Okay. Now, oops. All right. So what are we seeing? We're got a strong, very strong uptrend, right? And then what happens after this higher low? We make this higher high, then we break that higher low. What does that mean? This is a break of structure. When you break the last higher low to make the highest high, right? The last higher high, this constitutes a break of structure. We broke that structure, but God, dog it, man. Excuse me. I'm going to put it on pause for a second. I love interruptions while I'm recording. So what do we have here is we broke the higher low and we came back to test that zone. And now what do I look for is a continuance of the new momentum, creating a new trend. All right, the uptrend is over. That break of structure says the uptrend is over. And now with this lower low and this lower high, I'm expecting what? A lower low, which means we're got a new trend going on, right? All right. So I'm bearish on this. All right. But the EMAs will have you thinking that we're in a strong uptrend. We are in a strong uptrend, but there's a break of structure here. That's the benefit of seeing it in price action, right? So I want you to also note this daily order block here, this supply zone. Price came up and retested that supply zone and rejected from it. And we see now a bearish candle forming, okay? We see now a bearish candle forming. We got a little baby wick on top. So I'm expecting some more follow through with that. All right. With that said, on the daily, it looks like we are oversold and due for a, a turnaround. But I don't think that'll happen before we get a double bottom here. All right, let's see. We are already showing, we see some signs of impulse exhaustion here. All right, so maybe we get a double top. Maybe we get a swing back to catch a double top, a retest of this supply zone, and then come back down. All right, just be open, just be mindful that this could happen just like that. Okay. All right. But again, the indicators of secondary confirmations. What do I see here? I like the bearish side of this. We tested the order block, and we're going to see how this works out. Now, this is a bearish scenario for me. This structure is all bearish. So that's what I'm looking for. Let's take a look on the 4 hour so we can make sure that our bearish order blocks are being respected. All right, we're creating another bearish order block here. All right, and this is a bullish bearish, and it looks like this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see respected right here. All right, I want to see a test of it. As it's natural to test order blocks before we go down. It'll probably wake up like you saw earlier. It'll probably wake up and then come on down, but that's what I want to see. Got it? All right. So the next one would be USD Swiss. That telephone call really disturbed me. Just turn my whole tone around. Okay. Now, USD Swiss is kind of a pickle. Is it bearish? I'm looking for weakness. See, this is the deal. I'm looking for weakness and all, but I'm expecting some weakness to come. But with the USD, with the strength and weakness of it, kind of at an iffy 50-50 kind of situation, we got to wait to see what happens with that the dollar. All right, I'm expecting this bearishness here, even though I might be looking at Dixie the same way. There is a possibility that it breaks some highs. I just want you to keep that in mind. There is a possibility that it breaks high. All right, but I'm bearish on this pair. All right, for obvious reasons. We impulsed here, came back, found support. This is the new higher low relative to this. All right, the higher low, then we got a higher high, then we break that higher low. And what am I looking for after that? A retest of that higher low. And then we found that over here. Okay, this is the zone. It came back to test this zone. And that's all we need to look for, right? All right, no, it's not. All right, after the retest, I want to see a new lower low form because it's forming a lower high here. And that would indicate a new trend. You understand? Good. All right. Looks like we got some kind of Quasimodo going on over here. All right. If we go down to the 4 hour, I want you to notice. Come on. Come on. I see you thinking. You're taking a while to do this. This is embarrassing. Okay. All right. I don't know what mood it's in. Not really sure. I'm having technical difficulties. This is what I'm talking about. All right, we're on the 4 hour. I don't understand what the problem is here. All right, we're on the 4 hour. You see that we had kind of a reversal pattern here. All right, looks more Quasimodo than head and shoulders. All right, but it broke these lows over here, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a high probability chance of price heading down, right? And we did make the lower high over here. We're testing these lows here, right? So I'm expecting price to come on down. All right. If we look on the stochastics, you will notice that we are overbought, and that would indicate prices should be coming down. All right. As a secondary confirmation. All right. How now we're looking on the 4-hour, and I want you to see that we have some order blocks being formed, and we need to take a closer look at these order blocks. All right, see that one right there. All right, well, it's see that impulse and then this correction. That's about a 50% correction here, and we've seen signs of exhaustion on this correction, and then again it dropped, come back again, seeing the same signs of exhaustion, the wicks. All right, and we have created another bearish order block. This is a great. This looks like a good supply zone up here. All right. Now we know these rejections are coming from another order block, and that's probably on a lower time frame. All right. I'm not going to go any lower than where we are right now, but we just want to make sure that these are being respected. All right. We broke this low. Uh-oh, there goes my voice. We broke this low here. All right. And I'm expecting price to continue lower. I don't expect us to make to break these highs to make a higher high. All right. So that's the bias here. Looking for price to form this order block. I'm looking for price to form this order block, come back, retest it, and then shoot down. Okay. Next, pound USD. Not so hot on these pound pairs this week, but I'm going to be on them, and I'm going to be looking at them anyway. Let's go to the daily. The daily. Look at this. Got the strong uptrend, right? Boom, choppy. It's a rough, grindy kind of uptrend, right? And we make this high, and I marked it. All right, we come back, retrace, hit the trend line, and find our way back up. Did we break that high? Look closely. Yes, we did. Just high enough to take the liquidity that was up here, to tap into those orders for people that were taking shorts, stop them out, and then continue in that direction. These are the footprints that institutions leave behind that we get to follow. You see how price rounded off here? We rounded off, and we are finding our way down. We broke the lower highs that make these highs. All right, came back and test this zone and continued lower, making a new lower low. And we're looking for the lower high, and again the follow through with the next lower low. All right, I'm looking to break these lows over here. Just so happens that the 200 EMA is coming up this way. The 200 EMAs have a habit of acting as dynamic support and resistance, right? And I'm looking for price to break these short-term lows and testing this EMA, testing these shorts here. All right, I'm bearish on pound USD, and that's dependent on the strength of the USD. All right, USD is giving hints. Looking at the Dixie, if we go to, did I see that on the weekly? There's something I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, matter of fact, it was on the 4-hour. The thought just returned to my mind. All right, look at this. This high was broken by this high. All right, But this high was not broken, even after the strong bullish push last week. It did not break this high. What did we create? Looks like a head and shoulders of sorts. This is a reversal pattern, and we got price coming back up here. Okay, if we break this high, then all bets are off. The USD is strong, and we're going to continue bullishly. All right, but if it respects this order block here, test it and comes down, then USD, we're going to play USD to its weak, to the weak side of it. Okay, so again, I expect price to climb a little bit, but to show respect to the order blocks and come back down. So when I'm telling you that, what pair was we just looking at? Was we looking at pound USD? I can't remember what pair we was looking at. Yeah, it was pound USD. I'm expecting price to continue bearishly, but I want it to come and retest this order block and then come back down. All right, and challenge these, test these lows here. All right, but if USD continues up, and it completes, it depends on if the USD completes that head and shoulders pattern. We're going to see if it does. But I like this to the short side. All right, as long as we're making new lows, I like this to the short side. As soon as we start breaking short-term highs, then I want to be looking more towards a bullish GU market. Right now, I'm bearish. This structure looks bearish to me. This retest, the breaking of the lows here, all of that looks very bearish to me, and I'm going with what I'm looking at in front of me. Pound yen next. Pound yen. This is a funky one. I got too many notes on it. I got too many drawings. It's driving me crazy. I don't even know what to do here. All right. Look, first let's take a notice that the EMAs are heading up, right? But the 20 is crossing the 50, and they're starting to sag. It looks like we hit a high here, and price is rounding off. Look at it on the bigger, the macro, more macro view. You can see that price. Matter of fact, I don't need to do that. You can see on the weekly, price has hit this downtrend. We've hit that trend line. We're right there right now. That's why I have this mark red. We're there right now. You can see this is a overbought, excuse me, an overextended market, right? And it looks like we have formed a right shoulder, a left shoulder ahead, and we could be on our way to making another shoulder. We could be. All right, that's just something to consider. All right, the fact that we hit this trend line and started down from there, that's something to note, right? Don't you think so? All right, now what am I looking for? I'm looking for, doggone it, supply zones. All right, now I'm looking for supply zones that are respected. All right, so we're up here, price comes down, forms this supply zone here, this order block. This order block is tested and respected. Price comes back up, checks this order block, tested and respected. It comes back down, continues down, continues down. We break this low. Very important. We break a low, so we got a lower low. I'm looking for that lower high to form. It makes that lower high. What do we expect now? A lower low to form, right? Price is on its way down there. We see price did try and come up, but each time it wicks down. It wicks down. Price is respecting the bearish order blocks. I'm expecting price to continue to do so. All right. There is now, where do I expect price to turn around on the GJ? All right. We have a bullish order block down here, right? Which is respecting this one. Right, y'all. All right. I'm expecting price to come on down here. I'm expecting price to come on down. All right, here we go. Let me get this right here. Boom. All right, I'm expecting price to come on down here and respond exactly the way this one did. All right, maybe to a lesser extent, maybe to touch the trend line once again. But I'm expecting price to come on down and test this daily order block right here. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, on the 4-hour, excuse me, on the 4-hour, what do we see? All right, we got another bearish order block here. All right, actually, I don't know what I just did or how I just did it. All right, we're still on the 4-hour. All right, this is a lower time frame order block here, 1 hour. I thought price may come back and test this order block. It did not. No problem. It just fell. It just fell. Price did come back up here into the order block and test before it fell, but I thought we would get another test before it came back up. We broke these lows, so I'm looking for where is price going to make that lower high. All right, we're coming down to this bullish order block down here. We've already violated this one, this 1 hour order block. All right, just by a little bit. It could still hold. All right, I'm going to see what price does. Oh, well, this doesn't even matter anymore, and neither does this, because we broke through this one already. All right, we broke those lows. Here we are. We're coming down to this 4-hour order block. It's a bullish order block, and we want to see if price comes down into this and turns up. I think that there's a good chance that it might, judging by the way price left this the area of demand before. So I'm looking for price to do something similar. All right, and you can see that we're already overbought or so oversold. I'm sorry, oversold, and we can expect price to do a reversal here. The blue hasn't crossed the red yet, so the buyers haven't stepped in. So maybe once we get towards the middle of this block, price may do one of these numbers. All right, let's go to the next one. This is the last one. All right, this is Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar. All right, what do we? God dug it. Keep doing that. All right, what do we notice? Ooh boy, this is a choppy, wicky kind of. All right. We see that price topped out. Price came up here, gave us this peak high here, and from that point, it's been downhill, really. All right, we made a beautiful bearish order block on the daily. That's pretty strong. We got price broke down from here. All right, came back up for a retest, didn't quite make it, then came back up for a real retest. And if we use the whole candle, you can see that price price really did price made for the retest. You can always look for the retest so you can get the best entries. This is where you would have taken a short entry. All right, but anyway, then we created another order block. These are areas of supply, and they've been respected. And when you keep getting them respected and all, this is your downtrend until it runs into a very strong bullish order block, and that'll turn price around. Price left this area very strong. All right, so I got my eye on you. I got my eye on this this order block down here, right there. I got my eye on this order block down here, So when price comes down here, I'm going to be waiting because I think price is going to reverse once it gets down there. But that's neither here nor there. All right. What we're looking for is more bearish price action. All right. Price is about due for a pullback. So we are oversold. We're already oversold, and price could be due for a pullback. And I would suspect that price is going to test that daily order block there. All right, the daily zone of supply. And that would suit me just fine because I'm waiting on it. You see that arrow? All right, so I'm waiting on it. There's a zone of supply right here and one above it. So, and inside that one, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. We have another zone of supply. So if it gets past this one, I'm looking at this one. All right. This is a 4-hour. This is a daily. This big one is a daily with a 4-hour embedded in it, which kind of gives it an extra strength. All right. I hope that you found this helpful. All right. And I'm going to give you at the end of this video, you'll see you can just click on part 2 if you want to see what the rest of the analysis is. I covered a bunch of pairs between this one and the part 2. This is part 1, and you'll see. You know, I try to be as thorough on it as possible. Subscribe if you like, so that you can catch my updates, because I'm going to be doing individual videos on individual pairs or indices, whatever it might be, for possible setups, okay, during the week. I hope to see you in the next video. May pips be upon you, and I hope that this week is a profitable one.